Okay. All right. He's pretty legit.
I want some rest. Are we having fun yet?
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about Romeo Langford. Yes, the Romeo Langford. So I have not talked about him much at all, and I'll be honest, I've been slipping in that regard. I mean, we've had so many players come and go to this point where I'm just not accustomed to it. I mean, I know that this has always been a thing in Spurs history. I mean, ever since the big three, we would have players come in and leave, and we get new role players and they go. But it just feels a little different now. You know, the team just, man, you look at the team over the past, I don't know, 3-4 seasons, it's a completely different team. So maybe it's just uncharted territory for me. But with that being said, I do want to talk about Romeo Langford. Now, I didn't necessarily want to just give my opinion after just looking at stats and looking at some highlights, okay? I'm just going to get that out of the way right now. I'm going to really just go into what people have said about him, because I think that's the best way for me to even judge him. Because oftentimes, especially with Spurs players, I have a chance to see who we draft. I have a chance to see, you know, what they are, what they're going into. And I watch so many Spurs games to the point where, yeah, I can make a pretty decent, I think decent assessment of a lot of players on our squad. But that's not the same thing with Romeo Langford, because there's not a lot I can really see. And I haven't watched any games with him in it necessarily. So I really want to look at what the fans have said about him. I want to see what a particular coach has said about him. And I just want to tell you my overall thoughts. So first and foremost, I want to show you this clip, because I was just trying to see whether or not he has that Spurs mentality. We all talk about the Spurs culture. And what is that? A big part of that is being respectful, just being like a good kid. I mean, he's a young guy. Now he's 22, I believe. At this point, this is 2019, so this is a few years ago. But yeah, you can definitely see his demeanor is very Spur-like. He seems like a really cool dude. And one thing that stood out to me was just his respect level. It's a little ridiculous. So hold on, let me go ahead and show you this clip. And yeah.
High school, you good?
That's a good. I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I enjoyed myself in college, and I felt like I learned a lot.
One thing in particular I want you to look at.
Stepping stone for me for the NBA, but it would be nice if you had the option to go straight to college, straight to NBA, or go to college first.
But so, if you just take away the rules, you know, and go back in time, do you think you were ready at least at that point?
No, sir.
No.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you think you're ready right now?
Yes, sir. I do.
Why?
I just feel like my body matured. That at college level, being able to go against some guys that's older than me, instead of going straight to the NBA and go against guys that's already have a name for themselves and are already grown men. I felt like I got that time in college helped me mature as a young man, and physically and mentally.
Did you meet with the Bulls?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. I let that play a little while just because he did give some really key information about just what his psyche is, how is he approaching the game, and he wanted to grow as a player. And yeah, he did that. He allowed himself to grow, and he didn't just force his way straight into, oh yeah, let me go straight into stardom or anything like that. Like he really did take his time, and it really showed a amount of patience when it comes to him. One thing that stood out to me the most, and I know this is something small, okay, and I don't even necessarily agree with doing it like this all the time, but it was a lot of yes sirs, no sirs, very respectful kid, okay? And when players like this, especially him, because he's actually considered, I don't know if you know this, but he's actually considered, or was considered, like one of the best high school players like out there. I think he was number 5. He was ranked number 5. So it was a lot of expectations on him, and a lot of people expected big things from him, but it doesn't seem like he really has a big head to him at all. And yeah, I just like that about him. I mean, that's what I've seen as far as his interviews. I've seen a few other interviews, and all of them are like this. He's very respectful, very cool, very laid back. And overall, I'm be honest, I'm not a huge proponent of saying yes sir, no sir to like every single person. I think it's cool. Like, I think he's a very respectful kid, respectful young man. I'm all good for that. But not everybody, especially reporters, man. They don't all deserve a yes sir, no sir. I'm just saying. Some of them are kind of sleazy. I'm just saying. But overall, yeah. So as far as mentality, as far as the way he carries himself, he seems to be really Really cool. Seems like a Spurs player. All right, so I wanted to show you that, and you can take what you will from that. I'm sure there's a lot of things and nicks and crannies inside there, what he had to say that you guys really did, or at least it resonated with you somewhat. Stats really quickly, just to go over it, 2.5 points, 3.1 points, 4.7 points. And the reason why I'm showing this, because obviously I'm not sitting here saying, dude, he scored freaking 2.5 and 5 points again. No, like obviously this isn't that impressive. But I did want to at least put it in a little bit of context. Okay, you always got to have a little bit of context. So I was trying to check out a little bit about him and just trying to see what, you know, the main consensus was about this kid. Overall, just what people had to say about him. And yeah, I wanted to see what the Celtics fans had to say. So this is 4 months ago, in which Jay and Dad Hill, okay, says, I'm lost. This dude played 18 games, then 32, playing behind 4 All-Stars and Marcus Smart, played 11 minutes, and because he's on a winning team, can't just get out there and make mistakes like most rookie guards in the first, second, or even third seasons. And people shocked this dude struggling. And Chris right here says exactly. So it seems like the main consensus about him is that he just didn't really necessarily get the opportunity. And this isn't the only comment that I've seen with this. It seems like a continuous trend. I also saw people talking about this back when the trade happened, where Celtics fans were basically saying, hey man, he didn't really get his opportunity. But it seems like with the San Antonio Spurs, he will get that, because he doesn't have to worry about playing behind a bunch of all-stars. Okay. But anyways, yes, keep going. See, it was another one that I saw that I thought was pretty interesting. This one. Yeah, it actually is this one. He had some good games so far, bro. Though I thought he would be a DeMar-like player, and he didn't live up to that ceiling for sure. He has been working on other aspect, and hope this guy can eventually ball out. Now, this stood out to me because DeMar DeRozan, like, and this isn't the only person that believed that. Is many likes, even the creator of this video that was talking about him, they commented on it. So this seems like I'll take this sample size. That's fine. And DeMar-like player, I've seen a lot of clips of him. I have not heard that. So the fact that that's standing out to me, that I would see this and people would actually agree with it. I mean, maybe there's some truth to it, man. Maybe he was supposed to be offensively a DeMar-like player. Honestly, I see him more of a 3-and-D. That's just what I've been seeing. But hey, maybe so. And then this is the last one I want to see, in which, or wanted to say, in which I just said this, but he's looking good so far, has good 3-and-D potential. So overall, what am I getting from it? I'm getting that character-wise, he's cool, laid back, respectful, nice kid. Overall, Spur-like. And then when it comes to, his playing style, I mean, we got everywhere from he could be a DeMar DeRozan type player to a good 3-and-D. So it seems like his ceiling is pretty high. Now, lastly, this is what I wanted to talk about. A few quotes that I found on him. And this is actually during the Summer League. And I've seen a few articles around the Summer League in which they basically say, hey, he is a walking highlight. Apparently every single game that he's had, or at least people have noticed in preseason or Summer League, he has had a game in which, or a play, not a game, but a play in each game in which something stands out and it's like, whoa, that just caught my eye. And who does that remind you of? I'll give you a minute. Yeah, Lonnie Walker. Yeah. Lonnie, every single game, Lonnie shows me something where I'm like, oh, didn't see you do that before. So apparently this guy, he has the same type of build in that regard. Now, I want to talk about this. So this is what his coach had to say. Joe Mazzulla. I hope I said that right. He's a very good player who plays the right way. There are times when he's passive, maybe, and I think we talked about that like right when we traded for him. I think I even said that I noticed he was a little passive. But regardless of whether it's Summer League or a league game, he's going to be in the right spot and make the right read. He's going to be a physical defender on and off the ball, and it's something he has to continue to work on. Pop is going to have a field day with this kid. Like, Pop is going to make a monster out of this kid. I mean, when you play the right way and you're crazy on defense, on and off the ball, Pop will find a use for you. You're not sitting. You're not sitting. Just wait. He's going to find a use for him. So moving on, I want to talk about what Romeo Langford had to say. That's what his coach had to say, and he basically said the exact same thing, and this is a really good sign. So no one really told me about standing out more at the 3-point line in the first half, but I was really just playing the right way and letting the game come to me. He's a Spur. He's a Spur. Making the right reads and taking the right shots when it's time. So it seems like he's a pretty high IQ player. One thing I want to point out is, obviously, when they were talking about his defense, one thing that I saw was, yeah, very Derek White-esque. Okay? Esque. All right? Ish. I don't know. But he's very Derek White-ish-esque in that I do see him getting quite a few charges, or at least being in good positions to get charges. So overall, he plays the right way. Very, very good defensively, apparently. But sometimes his brain can cut off. But, you know, we talked about that before. But overall, he seems pretty solid. Here, let's just go ahead and finish this up. And some of this isn't going to really mean anything now since this happened in the Summer League, but just read it nonetheless. I feel good with where I'm at. I've been battling injuries my whole career so far, and this is the first time I feel like I'm actually just playing and kind of getting back to how I was before I got into the NBA. That's pretty cool. It's still going to take a little bit more time, and I feel like this right here, these couple of games I've played have actually helped a lot. It's going to help me excel and lead over into training camp, and then I'll play my role whatever my role is during the season. So he does not have a big head whatsoever. No type of cockiness to him. He seems pretty confident. The only thing is his personality does bleed into his game. And what do I mean by that? Like I said before, he's laid back, he's chill, but that does cause a little bit of concern, because when it comes to being in the game, like I said, sometimes he can shut off, or he's not fully engaged. But overall, he is a solid piece to the puzzle, and he has a high ceiling, just like a lot of Spurs players. So I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm hearing. I like everything about him thus far. So maybe he can potentially be a really good player. I'm not going to go star, okay? I'm not going there, all right? But Celtics fans, they seem to love him. They seem to say that he's going to be pretty doggone good. So I guess we'll just wait and see, man. You guys let me know what you think. If you kept up with him at all. Like I said, I don't know a lot about him, but I tried to do a little bit of research just to see if I could find anything. And yeah, there's some pretty good things. I haven't really seen much that's negative, other than what we knew already. So let me know what you think. If you want to support the channel, as always, only $2 per month. Patron and YouTube members, it's only $2 per month, man. Just support the channel, man. What you doing? You can do it. Just click it. Link's below, like right under me. No, you're not gonna do it. You'll do it later. All right, I'll catch you guys later, man. Until next time, deuces.